Now let's see how, once you have downloaded this file, now let's see what are the things that you should know, right? So basically, when you download this file, you will get an icon that is shown on your screen, that green icon, right? On below that is written Android Studio, and once you double click on it, and we will get to know all of these things. Okay, now let's get started with the demo and let's run these things. Okay, so now once you have downloaded this and when you double clicked on it, you will get this screen on your desktop, right? So the first thing that it showed was the tip of the day. Basically, it will show you all the updates that are right now, if there is any update, all those things, right now we can see one can easily convert any Java class into Kotlin class with the same semantics. You just need to do that thing, right? Convert Java code from the main menu. So this is the tip of the day, so you can close it. It's very useful, guys. So now let me just close all the files that are present here, right? And let me minimize this thing as well, and let's create a new project. Okay, so now once we have created a new project, this is the template that you will get. Okay, the project template. Basically, this is nothing but an activity. What do you mean by activity? Basically, whatever the user sees, if you can see carefully all these activities, right? The basic activity is there, navigation activity is there, empty activity is there. Now if you have observed carefully, when we use those apps like Zomato, Uber Eats, right, therein we have this map kind of activity, right? So login activity is there, wherein we will log in. And then in WhatsApp we have this thing, right? Setting system activity. And in WhatsApp we also have this tabbed activity, right? We can tab, right? If we press right, if we swipe towards the right, then we have that status wherein we can check status, all those things, right? So these are all activities. So right now we are going to just go through the basic empty activity for now, and then we click on next. And now this is the first thing that you will get. So we have seen our activity, right? The screen of our web page, of our application, right? Now we have, first thing is the name of the application. So let's create first, let me name it as a first app, right? So let me name it. So the name is given to our application. Then this package name, you can put it as it is, or if you have having any company name, or if you have any website that you can put it, right? So basically the order is in this form, that you first put the com or in, or whatever is the website, whatever your website is, then the example, and then this our first app comes with the help of this name. And based on this our application, whatever is the name, that name is given here. Okay, then we can save it wherever we want. Then right now we are dealing with Java, so it's right, it's obviously that we are going to select Java as our language. And then this minimum SDK is nothing but it tells us how the percentage of phone, right? We have different phones, and whatever is the percentage written there is that approximately this percentage of devices can access, or can your app can run on 99.2% of devices. That's good, right? So we'll keep it as it is. So if you see, if we change it to Jelly Bean 4.3, then the percentage drops, right? So for now, let's keep it 4.2. Okay, so we don't need the legacy for now, legacy libraries, and let's finish it. Okay, it will take some time depending upon the operating system that you're having. Okay, so now the first thing that comes, let me just cancel it out. Okay, so now the first thing that comes here, let me just minimize this thing as well, these panels. Okay, so this is the thing, right? So our first application, it's written there, right? I have already created one application, so that's why it is showing application 2. So therein we have no devices. Right now let's go through one by one with all these tabs that we have. So in first we have the file tab, where we can just navigate through. We can create a new project, right? We can open recent projects, we can close projects, right? All those things, right? And then we have edit, view option, navigate option. So this is the basic menu bar, right? So we have in here. So this is all this is not right now, it's not important that much because just we are starting this thing. So right now, if you see, in your case there will be showing no devices here, wherein in my case it is showing Pixel API 24. So we will see how we can how the emulator works and how we can create a lookalike, right, a lookalike phone on our own desktop. Okay, so there are two ways we will see them. Okay, as we move along. Okay, so now the first tab is there. So in this project one file, there are a few important files that we have to deal with. Okay, rest we can skip for now. Okay, not skip, I will give you a brief idea about them. So there is an app folder which contains basically whatever are the files that are present in our application, that those files will be present in here. And then there is Gradle script. Gradle script is nothing but an open source build tool which Android uses to build our application. So basically this is the tool that helps us to build our application. Okay, and it's add some we can also add our own scripts in it. So right now we are not going in that much depth. So just to give you an overview, so it is an open source built-in tool which Android uses to build our application. Okay, so Gradle script. Now let's see what are the files that are present in this app. So the first thing is present there is manifest, then Java, and then res. So this folder, that is the manifest folder, it contains one file, that is Android manifest xml.xml. So basically it will contain the basic details about our app. Okay, now if I open this file, if you can see that we have some Android Hello backup, right, icon, all these things, the basic our application, right. So if you see the name that the label is given there, right, our first application, right. So Android, it supports right to left, right, also the language which are from right to left, right. If you see the Arabic languages or the Urdu language, right, they are from left to right, it supports them. Then the theme, right, then the theme is there, and then this is the main activity. So if you can see, then we have here, from here to here we have an activity. Right now we have only one activity, right, we only created one activity, but as our application, or as our application goes, we might add multiple activities, right, that makes sense, right. So these are all the files, the basic all the basic information regarding our application is present in this Android manifest.xml. Okay, and then there is also a package that we have, right, the example dot first application, and then the version is also there. Okay, so these are all basic information that is given, okay, in this Android manifest file, xml file. Then there is another folder, that is Java, and this is the most important folder as it contains our main activity. So if I opened it, you will see. So now let's talk about this main activity folder first. Okay, so if you see in this Java, we have what, this main activity file, right, main activity.java. If we have chosen the Kotlin folder, right, the Kotlin as a language, then there would have been the extension of this file would have been .kt. Okay, so now it contains first the package, right, wherein our application is, that is com.example.first app. It can be changed, we didn't change it, but it can be changed at any moment. Okay, and the package as well. So the main activity, there is the first import that we are doing, that app compat activity. So basically it does nothing but it makes our application backwards compatible. What do you mean by this thing? I'm highlighting this thing. What do you mean by this thing? This means that our app is backwards compatible, right. What do you mean by that thing? If if later on, if right now we are designing some app, right, we build some app, so after some time this Android application, or there came a new version, so we don't have to make any changes, it is backwards compatible, so it will work on those on that version as well. Okay, this is what this import does. Then there is another import that we are doing, that os.bundle, which allows us to work with Android operating system. Okay, this is the second import that we are doing. It allows us to work with Android operating system. Okay, then there is the this public class, right? We know we need to have some kind of knowledge regarding Java, right? We know what an extend does. Basically it inherits, right? Extend is used to inherit properties from the class that we have, right? We have a class called app compat activity, which makes our application backwards compatible. It extends it, right? Then there is a public class keyword written, or which are nothing. Public is nothing but a access modifier, right? And class is used to declare a class, right? Class keyword, and then the name of the class is main activity. Then we have annotation, that override function that we have. And then we have our first that is the only method that is there, which we are overriding on create, which is nothing but returning void type. And then we call the parent class constructor, right? The super keyword is used. And then we have set content view r dot layout dot activity main. So basically we will go into r is nothing but a resource, and then if we go into the layout, and in that layout we have that xml file, which is nothing but the front end of our file of our application. Basically we only deal with two kind of files here, right? When we are dealing with with our application, we only deal with two kinds of file. The first file is the main activity file, that is the Java file, and then there is the activity main, this file, that xml file. Okay, so these are the only two files, and it is present in the layout folder. Okay, so this is all about this main activity for now. And then when we go into a resource folder, then we have drawable, right? So basically these icons will be there, the path will be there, right? So fill color, all those things will be there, the paths. Okay, right now we can I mean to say, we are not dealing with these things, but you should know that what is where. Okay, so this is all what that is present in our drawable folder. Then the layout folder is there, which contains our xml file, right? So once we have opened this xml file, if you see, let me just minimize this thing as well, and then we have our xml file, right, which contains the text view, right? So we will talk about what are these text views, and what does what does this width and height represents, what does this text mean. So all of these constraints we will see. Okay, so basically this layout folder will contain our front end file, basically, right? That xml file, activity.main. Basically this layout folder defines the layout, that is the front end or the activity of our app. Okay, so this is all about this layout folder. Okay, then we have mi map and mip map, that is the launchers that we have, right? The background color, the foreground color, all those things, right? And the round this is again the background color is there. Okay, so these are all files that we will deal later on this. Okay, so then there is values, right? We have values. Then there is a color.
The impact of analytics can be seen in almost everything around us. Hello, and welcome to the postgraduate program in collaboration